The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new Robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and they offered to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
Hello and welcome back to the DAF Media Network. Here today at Darien High School, we have girls varsity volleyball between the Darien Blue Wave and the Ludlowe Falcons. Coach from the Darien Blue Wave is Coach LaRusso. And coaching for the Ludlowe Falcons, we have Aaron Signorelli. Guys, both these teams met last year in the FDX semifinals. Darien was able to defeat Ludlowe 3-0. What do you think Darien needs to do today to have a similar outcome?
Well, today I think Darien needs to make smart shots and really avoid the block. There are a couple tall players for Ludlowe out on the court, so if they make smart decisions, I think that this will be a good game.
I think Darien's got to know coming into this one that they're going to be very evenly matched, and those free balls are not going to get the points as they have in previous matches. It's going to come down to which team can make the defensive plays, which team can get the good passes, the good sets, and then set up the good hits and really put the points up on the scoreboard.
Coming into today's game, Darien is 8-0 and Ludlowe is 5-3. Game will be starting soon. Darien last week had victories against Trumbull and West Hill coming into today's game.
Well, it's important to know, Cam, looking at all those wins for Darien, they have not yet dropped a set this season. A perfect, I think it's 15-0 on the season in the sets, so they have been very dominant so far this year.
Yeah, with number 15, Leilani Gillespie, she'll really make a statement in this game.
Darien serving. Ludlowe hitting it across. Tipping over the top, and that's going to be a point for Darien.
Very smart tip by Leilani. She recognized the block and just put it right where they went.
Serving for Darien is Aubrey Moore. Good defense from both sides. Good block from Ludlowe. Another good block from Darien. Ludlowe hits it across. Has number 7, Jillian Roach for Darien at the point.
And Cam, Darien's been doing that all season. They set Roach up on the outside, and she just explodes as she did right there for the point for Darien. Has great control of the ball, really showing why she's going to Colby next year.
Darien going to continue to serve. Recovery from Ludlowe. It's going to be missed, and Darien will get the point again to start this game. Continue serving will be Aubrey Moore. That's going to be out, and Ludlow's first point of the game.
Service errors are always going to kill you. And Griffith, I bet you know from playing out there on the court just how much of a deadly killer those are, those errors.
Exactly.
Ludlowe serving. Tipping it over was Gillespie, recovered from Ludlowe. That's going to be point number 2 from Ludlowe to start this affair. Ludlowe will continue to serve.
It's going to be a big deal throughout the game, putting up a solid block, because if you don't, the ball's just going to get right through, and it's going to be the end of the play.
Serving for Ludlowe is Clara Grossner. Great block from Ludlowe. Ludlowe going to get their 3rd point.
And right there, Cam, that's an example of a senior stepping up for Fairfield Ludlowe. The 6'2" Tatum Hollereed really just showing her presence right there, getting the block for the Falcons.
Hit across for Ludlowe. Leilani Gillespie able to get it over the top for Darien.
Gillespie again.
Excellent retaliation from the last block. It's keeping the energy of the game really high.
Jillian Roach serving.
Serving for Darien is Jillian Roach, one of the captains of this Darien team. Over the top, good defense from Ludlowe. Darien is setting it up. And a great shot for Darien. That was Ellie Moore. Darien off to a great start on the offensive end.
Ellie Moore's just got a great stride with her, just a junior for Darien, 3rd year on this varsity squad, and she can find the line wherever she hits it. definitely a big spark plug for the Wave.
Julian Roach gonna hit it across. Ludlowe gonna hit it over. That is gonna be a point for Darien. Darien will continue to serve to start this game, 6-3 as of right now. Jillian Roach continuing. Good break from Ludlowe as they set it up. And a great block. That's Leilani Gillespie for Darien. Guys, we were talking about the blocks and how important they are in this game. It looks like Darien is off to a great start.
They are indeed, and for Gillespie, she's only had 6 entering play today, but she definitely feels like she can be getting a lot more, and still with a lot of time left on the season, wouldn't be a shocker if her name finds the block column more often.
Across from Darien. Ludlowe setting it up. And that's going to be a point for Ludlowe. Captain Tatum Holderreed for Ludlowe. Holderreed is ranked 8th right now in kills for Class LL and one of the captains for this Ludlowe Falcons team.
Also committed to Fordham to play volleyball for the Rams next year.
And sets it up. Ellie Moore once again going to get the point for Darien.
That was an excellent set by Aubrey. The pass was significantly off the net, and she sort of floated into the goal, and she just sets it up perfectly.
Darien now serving. This is Savannah Leone. Getting it across. Ludlowe able to get it. And there's the set from Darien. And a great kill right there for Darien. Once again, Leilani Gillespie. Seems like we've been naming or calling her name a lot today. Griffin off to a good start.
That was a fantastic swing, exactly where the defenders weren't, and she's just a very smart player overall.
Leon will continue for Darien to serve. Bounced around from Ludlowe. And that is going to be out, and another point for Darien. Darien starting off this affair 10-4. Leon will continue to serve. Leon across, going into the corner here. Ludlowe able to get it. There's the set, tipping it over the top. It's going to be a point for Darien.
Something that's going to be very important for Darien this game is capitalizing on free balls. When they're given a gift like that, they just truly can't miss it.
Savannah Leon will continue to serve. It's across, it's going to be out. Ludlow's point. Britton Shank was talking about the serves earlier in the game. It seems like that's been so far the biggest fault for Darien. The score moves 11-5. Serving for Ludlowe is Tatum Holderreed. It's a set for Darien. So it's going to be too low. Ludlowe will get the point. Holderreed will continue to serve. Holderreed hitting across a very powerful serve there. That's going to result in another point for Ludlowe. Holderreed, as mentioned earlier, going to Fordham for volleyball. Very prominent player on this Ludlowe Falcons team. Up top, powerful strike from Leilani Gillespie for the point.
That was a fantastic run. It was a picture-perfect pass, set, and kill.
Darien will now be serving. It is Leilani Gillespie.
Leilani Gillespie serve.
Gets it across. Ludlowe serving up, and another great block for Darien. That was number 5, Marin Black. And another one. Darien, great plays there, resulting in another point.
As you mentioned, Marin, she's only a sophomore on this team. She's already making a great splash.
Darien going to continue to serve. This is Leilani Gillespie.
What I really liked about Darien on that point is they fought with the point, kept putting the attempts up, and eventually they got one to fall.
That one is going to be out for Ludlow's 8th point of the game. Score moves 13-8.
These serves are a killer for Darien. They're one of the only things in the game that you truly can't control, so they need to work on those.
Serving for Ludlow is Bella Rugani. It's going to hit it across. Gets it across. Ludlow trying to tip. Looks like they're going to hit the net there, and that's going to be Ludlow's point.
I think they're going to say number 8 for Darien, Aubrey Moore, was in the net.
Now. Bella Rugani going to continue to serve for Ludlow. Strikes it across. Great D from Darien. A slight tip, but it's going to hit the net again. That is going to be Ludlow's point.
And Griffith, as a player on that one, what is your mentality when you go in the net, especially as a team? You do it back-to-back plays. How do you get out of that mindset and stay out of the net?
I think that it's not as much staying out of the net, it's just working on your performance. If you expect to block the ball and you don't, you are going to go into that net with your momentum.
That's going to be out, and that is going to be Darien's point. Onto the serving end for Darien is going to be Ellie Moore.
Ellie, another junior for this Darien team, very talented.
And it's going to be out, and Ludlow's point. Guys, we've been talking about the serve so far this game. It seems like that's the only time that they've given the ball to Ludlow so far.
And sometimes that's what it takes as an opposition to get those points. It's just the errors on the other side. And that's been working for the Falcons, 11 on the board.
Darien getting it across. Tipped over the top was Jillian Roach for Darien, able to get the point.
Very smart attack. She saw that the set was a bit tight to the net, and she didn't want to net, as you mentioned earlier. So she just popped it where people weren't.
It's also something that's been fascinating me all season with Darien is they've been focusing more on the ball placement rather than hitting it for power. And right there, Roach aiming to that back line, finds a hole and gets the point.
Tipped across. Setting it up for Darien. There's Roach.
Again, the ball placement right there, taking a little off it, fooling the Falcons.
That's going to be out, and Darien getting their 16th point of the affair today.
That truly is the name of the game. You have to keep the ball up in the air until the other team makes an error.
Serve is across. Setting it, tipping it over the top. Good defense. Jillian Roach with the kill.
That's another example right there of Darien keeping their composure when you got someone like Finnegan hitting it over the net. Then Darien slows it down, gives it to Roach on the outside. They can really set the offense up and pick up a point.
Hit across for Darien. Ludlow sets it up. There's Finnegan. It's going to be tipped over. Ludlow gets their point. Score moves to 17-12. Finnegan now moving to the serving end for the Ludlow Falcons. Set for Darien. There's Roach. One's not going to be able to get over the net, and a point for the Ludlow Falcons.
We are talking about smarts here, and that theoretically would have been a very good shot, but you just can't quite get it over the net.
Finnegan continuing to serve for Ludlow. Set up for Darien. That one's going to hit the net, and Ludlow will get another point. Score moves 17-14. Looks like that one was just hit a bit too far. Roach wasn't able to get to it in time.
Again, when you get someone like Holder-Reed on the other side of the net right there, that's going to put some pressure on. Force your hand.
And setting it up. Roach once again.
Excellent off.
Back over the top, and that one's going to be out for Darien's point. Score moves 18-14.
You got to give credit to Fairfield Ludlowe on that one. I think it was number 14, Price, to keep that ball up. Nice save. really put the body on the line and give the offense a chance for the kill opportunity, just not able to convert.
Aubrey Moore hitting it across the Darien. That's going to be hitting the net. Ludlow will get another point.
As I was saying earlier, it's the anticipation of the block that puts you into the net. If you truly expect that you're going to make contact with the ball, then your forward momentum is just going to carry you in. And with the middle tipping it over the block, it's a very smart play to draw them in.
Serving is Claire Grossman again for Ludlow. Dog for Darien. Over the top, Jillian Roach with the kill. Great play from Roach to get it over the net. Score moves to 19-15 Darien.
It's just a fundamental kill on the outside. It was a nice set, staying out of the net, giving it to Roach, your big hitter on the outside, and she just found the hole on this Fairfield Ludlow defense.
Roach moving to the serving side for Darien. Ludlow setting it up. Great block. Ludlow getting it over again. Ellie Moore setting it up. That's Gillespie. It's going to be hit over the top. And that's going to be Darien's point after a bounce on the Ludlow end.
That's just one of those points, Cam, that Darien Gillespie got her over the net, found Ludlow in an odd position, and they were just hitting it around, looking for something, and just not able to get out of the chaos.
Roach will continue serving for Darien. Head over the top, and that is going to be Darien's point as it landed out of bounds. 21-15 now. Great serve from Roach there, and that is going to be the first ace of the night. 22-15, Darien. Roach moves back, hoping to get another ace. Almost does there. Bounces back on the Darien side. It's going to be Ludlow's point.
It's a double from the setter. When the ball makes more than the allotted rotations in the air or she mishandles it slightly, that will be the other team's point.
Ellie Price.
Ellie Price now serving for Ludlow. Set up. Four for Darien. Ellie Moore not able to get it over the top.
That's Rugani and Hollereed on the block, and they just stepped right up to the plate, met Roach at the net, and turned her away.
Knocked it over the top. Spike down for the kill for Ludlow. 22-18.
And that's definitely what you get with the height. If you overpass it, you're sure to face the ball coming right back at you.
That's just a heads-up play from Hollerud right there, seeing the ball up in the air, taking a chance on the opportunity, seizing the moment, and picking up the Falcon point.
Head across for Ludlow. Set up one more time and tipped. Perfectly placed, but defended from Ludlow. Ball stuck at the line, and Ludlow gets an emphatic point. The score moves to 22-19.
Again, that height is just so dangerous to put the ball where she can reach it, because she'll just put it right back down on you.
And hitting it across. Ludlow setting it up. Darien going to loft it over. Ludlow setting it up. Tipped over. And Ludlow gets the point. Score moves to 22-20.
Timeout, Darien.
Darien will call their first timeout of the game. Guys, a lot closer than we expected in this first set. Scores 22-20. What do you think they're going to be talking about over this timeout?
I think this timeout's going to be a lot about just staying focused and not letting the score get to your head. If they just keep playing their own game, they have a really good chance of taking the set.
They do indeed, and I think for Darien, something they got to examine, at least as this game progresses. Number 17, Tatum Holleroyd, she has been demolishing the wave at the net so far. That ball's up in the air. You know it's going to be chaos, so need to find a way to counteract Holleroyd. And the Darien, they got to get the offensive, or the outside hitters really rolling again. Roach, Gillespie trying to put the pressure on the Falcons, because they were demolishing them early in this set and putting the pressure on, and it's really flipped momentum here recently in the set.
Griffin, you were definitely talking about the height with Tatum Holderoyd and Caitlin Finnegan, both number 17 and 20 for Ludlow, having a great game so far as we come back into play after this timeout from Darien.
Exactly, and really the only way to counteract that height is you have to keep the ball off the net. If you don't, you're just not going to face that well.
Ludlowe will be serving. This is Ellie Price. Price hits it over. Good dig. Darien not able to get it over the top. Swing it up once again. Tipped over. That is going to be Darien's point coming out of the timeout. Exactly what Coach LaRusso wants coming right out of the break.
It was a good attempt by Ruggiani on that one. Just couldn't get the level ball up in the air on it. Instead goes off to the side to the Ludlowe bench.
Darien now serving. Ludlowe setting it up. They're just going to loft it over here. Ellie Moore with the set. That's Gillespie. Great kill there as the score moves 24-20.
That's exactly what Darien has been looking to do all match right there, Cam. Get Gillespie in the middle for the opportunity. That time slamming it home, setting up the set point for the Wave.
On that kind of swing, there's not really much you can do about that.
Darien will continue to serve. Holderoyd hits it across for Ludlowe, but Darien recovers. Ludlowe again over the top. Darien, a lot of effort being shown, but Ludlowe will get the point, keeping them alive, 24-21.
Here's what I saw right there is I don't think Darien was expecting the lefty swing on that one. That ball off to the side, and the lefty kind of threw the Wave off, forcing them out of position on it.
Setting it up, Darien. It's going to be hit over, and Ludlowe. Darien taps it across, and Ludlowe, great defense right now. There's the left hand. Darien setting it up one more time. Tipped over. Ludlowe stops it. Over the top, and Ludlowe, what a point right there, guys.
I mean, that is an understatement right there. That pancake block, or that pancake save, keeping the point alive for the Falcons. And they went to the left hand of Ruggiani once again. And to that back line is where the Falcons found it.
Holderoyd serving again for Ludlowe. That's another point. And the Ludlowe Falcons playing amazing right now against Darien.
I mean, I give the Falcons all the credit right now. They fought in this set. They never turned their back, and they have fought all the way to this point, now down by 1.
Hit across for Ludlowe. Darien setting it up. There's Gillespie. Ludlowe a chance here. And that is going to be in, and we are tied at 24 to start this game.
And that really is what this sport is. This game can turn on a dime at any moment. You can't give the other team energy. And that's exactly what Darien's doing right now. They've let Ludlowe back into the game.
I mean, that one right there looked like a miscommunication between Roach and Shank. Almost they looked at each other, saw you have it, and then let the ball get past them. Now tied at 24.
Shank digging it. Over the top, it's tipped. Ludlowe gonna get it across here. Moore setting it up. It's tipped over. Ludlowe, great defense again. One more time, Gillespie. Ludlowe gets a chance here. Over the top, and Ludlowe moves into the lead, 25-24.
Again, Cam, this Ludlowe team is not turning away from anything. They are playing to the whistle, playing to the very end, and it's all the reason that they made this late comeback.
It's so dangerous what Darien just did. They sent a free ball over to Ludlowe, and with such a height in that middle, it's so dangerous, and they can capitalize on that.
They definitely can, and as we've been seeing all match, Griffith, they can set up the good play. They have the nice pass, the nice set, and they finish it off with the nice kill from Holderoyd, Finnegan, any other. They're tall up front, so that is a very dangerous play that Darien. It's a dangerous game that Darien's been playing.
Exactly.
Braden, you were saying earlier on in this game that Darien hasn't lost a set all season, and they're at risk of that right now, 25-24.
I mean, if there's one thing that Coach LaRusso has learned in her 40-plus years here at Darien, it's how to never give up on it, down by a point, but they do still have some life in them.
15 seconds left, and we're going to come out of the timeout here. Darien looking to stay alive. Ludlowe with possession. It's going to be Holderoyd serving again.
a vital moment for Darien. If they can get a good pass, keep it off the net, they can capitalize and put themselves back in this game.
Serve for Holder. Gillespie spiking it. And there we go, the kill from Gillespie. Now tied at 25.
Darien needed that right there, going to your senior captain, needing someone to step up big to keep him in this set, and Gillespie does just that.
Gillespie, one of the captains for Darien, now moving to serve. Ludlowe setting it up. Finnegan tipping it over. Spiking it over the top. Ludlowe, great defense once again. That's going to be Darien's point. 26-25 now.
That's going to be that mishandle we were talking about earlier. When she slightly touches that ball wrong, or if it rotates more than a couple times, that's going to be the other team's point.
Darien coming right out of the timeout. Scores 2 points straight. That's going to be out. We've been talking about the serves. 26-26 now. Ludlowe will now be serving.
Those service errors always will come back to bite you, and you can never afford one, especially late in a first set.
Serving for Ludlowe is Belly Rugani. Head across, Darien, Ellie Moore serving it, spike down. That is 5 for Darien. Marin Black, 27-26.
Marin has definitely improved her game over this entire offseason. A freshman on varsity last year, took the offseason, gained more control on her swing, and just showing right there that she has got 2 more years here in Darien, and she's going to make the most of them.
Ellie Moore serving for Darien. Ludlowe setting it up. Finnegan, great block. Just talking about Marin Black. She has a great play there. 28-26. What a set to start this game off, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we could ask for a better first set. And then Darien, every player playing a part in that set win right there, and then ending it off with Black with the big kill and then the block to end it. But a little bit of a scare for Darien. I don't think that's going to be something they're going to be happy with heading into the second set. Probably a point of emphasis going into their huddle.
Yeah, absolutely not. This isn't something that Darien, this girls team in particular, is used to. They're not used to close scares like that. So I'm very interested to see how they're going to retaliate in the next set.
Also, coming out of that timeout, we know Coach LaRusso has been doing this, as Braden said, 40-plus years. You could almost see what happened when they were down 1 on the point of break, and Darien comes back and they win the set. What do you guys think about that?
Again, I think it's the experience. In 40-plus years, you've seen almost all of it. I think that's not the first time she's been in that type of situation. And you look on the other side, head coach Aaron Signorelli of Ludlowe, the interim head coach. First year, this could be his first situation. He's really had to head coach through that, so that could be a part of it. But I think having that experience, knowing what to say, knowing how to calm the team down, really showed right there with the sequence that Darien pulled off.
Exactly. There's really nothing you can replace with experience. There's no amount of time or, no, sorry, not time, but time on the court that you can replace with her entirety of her being here.
Great first set, guys. We'll be back on the DAF Media Network for the second set in a couple of minutes.
This broadcast is produced by DAF Media, a joint venture between the Darien Foundation and the Darien Athletic Foundation. The production is staffed by student and adult volunteers from the town of Darien and southwestern Connecticut.
We are back on the DAF Media Network today. An emphatic first set. Darien very close, but they were able to come away with the win going into the second set. Today on the DAF Media crew, running director, we have Connor Russo, graphics, Dalton Moss, instant replay, Sophie Davey, and on camera, Katie Savino and Keith Davey. Beside me today are Braden Shank and Griffin Krause helping me announce. Moving into the second set, guys. Hopefully it's as good as the first.
Yeah, and I think for Darien, they're hoping that they can get some more cleaner first set, not make as many errors, get the crisper passes, and avoid the late comeback from Fairfield Ludlowe.
Ludlowe will start with serve. It's going to be set up. It's going to be Roach hitting it down, and Darien will get the first point of the second set.
Very strong hit and just bounces right off the block to go out.
That could be one of those blocks right there from Fairfield Ludlowe where you don't necessarily do anything technically wrong. It's just it hits the wrong part of your arm, wrong angle, and goes out of play.
Darien hitting it across. Ludlowe setting it up. Gonna hit the net on the attempt for the tip, and Darien will get the second point. Darien will continue serving. There's Aubrey Moore. Gonna go right through the hands of Ludlowe. Another ace for Darien. Score moves to 3-0.
Just what happened in that first set. Darien took the early advantage and at least tried not to look back, and then Ludlowe made the late surge. So Darien's going to try to repeat the first half of it and then finish on the second half.
Moore will continue serving. Good dig from Ludlowe. Slammed over the top, and great play for Darien. Tipped over. Ludlowe just able to get it across. That's set up one more time. Slammed down by Jillian Roach, and Darien takes an early 4-0 lead.
And something Leilani Gillespie did very well there, she really sold her attack. She came in and acted like she was really going to capitalize on that, and they just sent it right to the outside with no blockers.
Darien will continue to serve. And it's going to be launched out. Darien off to a great start.
And that's all they can do this set. They just have to keep their serves in and minimize their errors, and this will be a very clean second set for them.
Yeah, like I said, that first set, the errors really killed them, those service errors, the in the net calls, and 5-0 is a good start right here, but they still got 20 points to go.
Darien with the serve. Set up for Ludlowe. It's going to hit the net, and Darien will get the point. Score moves to 6-0.
Yeah, they're going to call a lift on that play when she didn't quite make a clean contact with that and brought it up with her own power.
Moore hits it across, and it hits the net on the way there. Ludlowe will get their first point of the set and will move to serve.
That's another thing Darien's been doing all season, having those lower line drive serves, just getting it to trickle over the net. They were trying it there, just unable to get enough on it.
Ludlowe hits it across. Set up again. It's going to be launched out, and Ludlowe will get the point. 6-2 now.
Again, for Fairfield Ludlowe, that's a point right there. It doesn't matter how you get it. It goes up on the scoreboard. It's whether you earn it. An error, it doesn't matter.
Moore setting it up. It's Gillespie slamming it down for another kill. Score moves 7-2. And it will be Roach moving to serve for Darien. Roach hits it across. Some miscommunication from Ludlowe, but they get it across. Moore now, setting it up. It'll be blocked at the line. Multiple tips, and it will go to Darien for the point. Roach now will serve again. Roach over the top, and it looks like it's just going to go out of bounds. Score will move to 8-3. Ludlowe will now be serving.
Not really sure what happened there. The line judge, I think, called it in. Not sure how sure she was on the call.
Ludlowe hits it across. Moore sets it up again. Slamming it down for Darien. Ellie Moore. Darien now moves 9-3.
It's a good place shot right there to that back line. Once again, hitting the line. Can't ask for a better place shot.
Savannah Leone now serving for Darien. Leone hits it across. Ludlowe sets it up, tapping it over. Moore now, serving it up. Gillespie killing it down. Score moves 10-3.
And she just puts that shot right in between the block and right to where nobody is, and it's a very smart and strong shot.
Comes with experience, and Leilani knows where to place that ball, and she shows it right there, finding the absolute perfect place for it.
Leone will serve again for Darien. Puts it across. Just going to hit the net. Ludlowe now will bounce it across. Moore setting it up. Tapped across, diving play. It's going to be out of bounds in Darien's point now. 11-3 to score.
It's still a great effort play on that last play from Sydney Elmblad, putting a nice dig on it, just not able to keep it in. But you gotta, if you're a coaching staff, you gotta like to see the hustle and the dedication on it.
Yeah, it was a great up and just very unlucky where that ended up going.
Timeout from Ludlowe by interim head coach Aaron Signorelli. We will head to a quick break. After this timeout, we will be back on the DAF Media Network.
Back on the DAF Media Network. Nice shot from Gillespie. She will find it in. Hey, welcome back, Cameron.
Dealing with the headset there is a bit twisted around, but we are good now. Darien will now move to serving. Savannah Leone will continue. Cross, great dig from Ludlowe. They set it up. Left hand. Looks like that one's going to be out. Darien will get another point.
This is a very strong lead by Darien, but as you've seen, there's been much larger leads and blown apart. So one good serving run can put this right back into a game.
It's almost like Ludlowe left it all out there to end that first set and just didn't have anything left in the tank to start this second set. And they'll pick up another point on the error. And I think it's the third point of their four that they've picked up on a Darien error, which you don't like to see, but it's a start for them.
Those types of errors are exactly what fuels the opposite team and puts them right back in the game.
Ludlowe will now be serving. Ghani is going to hit the net there. Darien will now get the point. Score moves 14-14. Guys, we were talking about in the first set with all that energy being used. How do you think it affects them to come out after a loss in that first set after really, trying their hardest and putting all their effort out there?
I think that they did use a lot, and they just have to keep playing their own game and see what happens.
Ludlowe setting it up. Tapping it across now. Moore setting it up. Slamming it down for the kill. Darien will get the point once again. Darien moves into a demanding 15-4 lead in the second set of today's game.
Ludlowe looking surprised at the call. A few of the players thought that was out, but the refs ended up calling that in.
Gillespie now serving. Such power on that serve. Looks like Darien will go up 16-4 as it bounced off Ludlow player's chest there.
And Griffith, that's always a big advantage once you get into the postseason. You get the 4 referees on the game, and here at Darien High School, you got 2 security guards filling in. I mean, I assume it makes a difference from a player's point of view, getting the extra 2 officials out there.
It absolutely does. Sometimes the up and down refs may miss some calls, so it really helps having the line refs there.
And I mean, it is fair across the FCIC, at least in the sense that every school provides the 2 line judges, so they could get a technical home court advantage, if you will.
Good serve there from Ludlow as they move to 16-6. That was Madison Roman.
It's a well-placed serve and just got Shank on the short end of her arms on it.
Oh, back-to-back for Roman. 16-7.
All of a sudden, Ludlow looks right back in that game. This is the kind of game that just turns on a dime, so you can't let your guard down at all.
And we saw this in the first set. Roman looking for 3 in a row.
Interesting formation Darien has, tucking Gillespie in the corner. And another.
She does.
I mean, like I said, Darien had that weird formation. They tuck Gillespie in the corner, Shank shields her, put Roach up the middle, but they're not communicating out there, and the ball is just finding the holes in between them.
Exactly. This serving run is exactly the fire that Ludlow needs to get back right in this game.
Roman continuing to serve. Shank now gets to it. That is going to be Roach over the top, and it's out again. 16-9. Darien definitely starting to see some flashbacks as Coach LaRusso is going to call another timeout.
I think right there, that's head coach LaRusso coming out, stopping the Ludlow rally early here, talking to her team, saw some apparent issues, looking to clear them out so you can progress in this second set and continue to put the points on the board.
This Darien team is looking a little nervous after that serving run, but I think this was a very well-timed timeout, and this will put them with the energy they need to come back onto the court and turn this around.
Darien still leading 16-9 in the second set. Again, you are watching the DAF Media Network today at Darien High School girls varsity volleyball. Timeout called from Coach LaRusso, attempting to stop the break. Crowd starting to get loud here in Darien as we come out of the timeout.
I will say that is something at least I've noticed thus far, is that the crowd's really not gotten into it much so far. And once you get into those big playoff games, the big games like Greenwich and the rest of them this season, you can tell the crowd brings the energy and really supports their side, and just hasn't really been electric in here today as it usually is. I bet, Griffith, you know that from playing, having the fans on your side bringing the energy.
Exactly, and especially the fans on the opposite side really feel what you need. Puts a little drive in your game.
It'll be a kill for Darien, getting back on the right foot there, coming out of the timeout.
Again, that's Black, just a sophomore, doing a great job on the middle hitting, finding that back line.
Ellie Moore will now be serving for Darien. It's going to be set from Ludlow. Finnegan over the top. Very close on the line, but it's going to be called in. Ludlow will get the point.
I will say this second set has been very evenly matched. If you exclude that early run Darien had, these teams have been dead even thus far.
Finnegan now serving for Ludlow. Going to be tapped over. Ludlow getting it ready. Across the top. Darien now setting it. This is Roach. Blocked at the line. Ludlow bouncing it across. Once again, set up. A great point there for Darien as they move ahead 18-10.
And again, Marin Black making a great statement for this Darien team. Only a sophomore coming in and really being an instrumental part of this game.
It's just one of 4 sophomores on this team, so the future is looking bright for Darien High School girls volleyball.
Shank hitting it over. Moore setting it up. Roach hitting it down for the kill. Darien now moves 20-10, or 19-10, excuse me.
And that's just a point right there that Elmblad saw the ball coming right to her, couldn't do much on it, tried to get a hand to it, and it came off of the wrong angle.
It's going to be Shank hitting it across. Ludlow putting it up. Great dig for Darien as Gillespie is going to tap it across. Another tap. Moore setting it up. This is Roach. He's going to tap it over. Ludlow now hitting it down. Great dig there from Gillespie. Spiking down was Ellie Moore, but it hits the net, and Ludlow gets another amazing point. Back to back.
Was 2 good digs by Gillespie on that point, showing the leadership, keeping Darien in the point, and then you get it over to Moore, who's turned away by the net, and a combination of the net and Hollereed.
Ludlow hits it across. Moore setting it up. This is Roach. Tapping it now. Ludlow. Point's going to go to Ludlow there. 19-12 now. Ludlow will now be serving. Moore serving it up. Great block from Ludlow, but it wasn't enough. Jillian Roach will get the kill.
Ludlow barely lets it drop there. An excellent pickup by the blocker.
Darien will now serve. It's going to be Aubrey Moore, the junior. Hits it across, just outside, and Ludlow will get another point. 2013 now, switching back to Ludlow serving.
Yeah, and volleyball is a game of placement, and Darien's looking for the precise placement, just not able to convert on that one.
Ludlow bouncing it across, just too low, and another ace for this Ludlow team. Serves for them have been vital in this set, as they've been very advantageous with them.
Have indeed, and another thing you can notice, Cam, that Ludlow bench is bringing the energy. They're getting up off their chairs on it, celebrating the ace, and right there, another one. They're all up, celebrating their team. A big difference between the Falcons and the Wave right now.
Yeah, in this game, you've seen the Darien bench be very quiet, and they're just not providing the energy that the starting players need.
Ludlow serving. Bounce across, hit down, and another point for this Ludlow team, and they're getting into it.
And as you can see, that gap from earlier in the game can shrink very quickly with only spacing at 4 right now.
Coach LaRusso on the Darien side.
Yeah,
not standing and talking to the team.
Looks like she brought all of her assets back on it, trying to defend the serve and not able to.
That is going to be another timeout for Coach LaRusso. Not happy with how this Darien team is performing right now in the second set. What do you guys think is going on?
I think it's just miscommunication on Darien. I don't think they're able to work coherently as a team on it. I think that they're letting the holes, Ludlow's finding the holes, and they're not able to really defend them and do a good job combining as a team. And really, I'm not even sure what the word I'm looking for here, but just they're not communicating. Let's leave it at that.
Yep.
And what we always say is the other team is like a flame, and if you give them oxygen, they're going to come back bigger and brighter. And that's exactly what the Darien team is doing right now. They're giving them the oxygen they need to come back.
Yeah, and so far in this game, in both the first and second set, we've seen multiple runs that Ludlow has gone on. And Braden, like you were talking, this Ludlow team looks like they're filled with energy, and Darien looks like they're depleted.
Griffith just brought up all the oxygen, the fire. That's a great analogy, by the way. And I think Ludlow, they find themselves that they're not out of this, that they're going to keep fighting and keep climbing out of the holes. And it's a big reason they came back to the 28-26 in the first set, and that they fought back from the 10-point deficit in this set.
Ludlow will be serving. This is Ellie Price, the senior, trying to close this 3-point gap. Moore serving it up. Locked. Ludlow will get it across again. Set up, tipped, spike down. Wow, tossed around, and it looks like Ludlow will take another point, as every member on the Ludlow bench was standing at the end of this point.
I've got 2 words for that point right there. Tatum Holleroyd for Fairfield Ludlow makes an excellent block, gets it off to her teammate Roman, and the Falcons find themselves back in this set.
Tapped again. Moore serving it. This is Roach tipping it over. Holleroyd again, spiking it. Darien will just get it across.
That's a free ball that you have to avoid.
Opportunity. It's a good block. And a great play there from Darien, Jillian Roach. And it looks down, the captain stands up, helping this Darien team. 21-18 as Darien will now serve.
Yeah, Darien, they had a couple chaos plays on that one, but they kept fighting, got the ball over the net, always kept playing, and they now got themselves a lead in this set.
Rotating it over. Ludlowe tapping it. Shank with the save. Gillespie will hit it up. Spiked over the top.
Excellent dig by Ludlowe.
Roman, great block from Darien. Tapped over again. Great play from Darien. 22-18.
And again, that's a hard-fought point by both sides. Neither team wanted to give in. Eventually, some team would find the hole, and it was Leilani Gillespie doing so.
Jillian Roach still serving for Darien. Served up. Polaroid trying to block it. Ball goes back to the Ludlowe side.
It's a free ball for Ludlowe, one of their first.
Slam down. Leilani Gillespie, 23-18.
Yeah, that's, I mean, Griffith, you've been mentioning all game the free balls. The other team is going to come back firing, and Darien did just that, picking up another point.
That's going to be out, and Ludlow's point. 23-19 now as Ludlowe will serve. This is Polaroid. Darien, opportunity there. Great block from Ludlowe. 23-20 as this Ludlowe team is starting to get into it once again.
Ugani on the outside on that one, stepping right up to the plate, going toe-to-toe with Moore, and turns her away.
And there are certain plays that really just give the team an extra boost of power, and that stuff block is definitely one of them.
Moore setting it up. Gillespie coming down with it. Judge doesn't know where to go, and they're going to give it to Darien. 24-20. Darien will now be serving.
Yeah, that was a good call by the line judge to our left. He was dead on with it. The floor referee, a certified ref, didn't really get the best angle on it, so the chair ref had to make the call and gave it in favor of the Wave.
Ludlowe definitely not happy about that call.
And this one will be called out, and Ludlowe gets the point. 24-21. Ludlowe on the brink of extinction, looking to come back once again in the second set.
Those missed serves are just such a killer.
They are indeed, especially when you keep the Falcons alive in a second set.
Another opportunity. Gillespie, and it's blocked again. Gillespie looks like she's complaining to the ref there. 24-22.
Not really sure what Leilani was trying to get the call for on it. I mean, it looked like a clean block right back on the Darien side. Maybe a net violation or something she was looking for?
I believe she was claiming that the ball was hit off the blockers into the antenna, which would be out on Ludlowe, but the ref disagreed.
Ludlowe hitting it across Darien. Tapping it. The free ball, as you guys were talking about. Ludlowe not able to take advantage of it as Darien tapping it across. And miscommunication. Not the way that Ludlowe would want to go out in this second set.
I think on that one right there, both teams were exchanging the free balls. I think Ludlowe was getting ready and setting himself up from a big spike from Gillespie or Roach and didn't expect that roll shot going right in the center of them, throwing them off, and a good finish for Darien in that second set.
Really, Ludlowe's been being fed free balls all this set, and they just weren't able to capitalize on them, which was a big problem for them.
I was shocked, though. Like I said, on that last point, both teams were going back and forth on it. You would think that one side was going to finish it, and then the other side didn't, and they just kept going with it. So it's going to be interesting how this third set plays out.
So far, a very intriguing game. Ludlowe, like that winter cold, it just keeps coming back. So far, they've exchanged very sufficient runs. Ludlowe, though, down 2 sets. Darien up 2 as we head to a quick break before the third set. You are watching the DAF Media Network.
Celebrating and supporting Darien athletes. That is a simple mission of the Darien Athletic Foundation. Broadcasting live from the field, DAF Media covers 125 games a year. All Darien teams, our youth, in our town, on our fields. Fields like the Center Oval and Upper Oval turfs, the JV softball field, and Stadium East, the longest turf in New England, all made possible by the Darien Athletic Foundation and its generous founders and donors. The Darien Athletic Foundation is not just committed to building our town's athletic infrastructure, it's improving the civic infrastructure for everyone to enjoy. The multimedia scoreboard, the snack bar pavilion, and the stadium lights, a $750,000 investment that makes Darien High School just the second school in Connecticut with LED lights. The Darien Athletic Foundation board is made up of local parents who know just how quickly it goes by. Its archives of more than 60,000 photos capture those precious moments of our young athletes as they strive to be their very best. The Darien Athletic Foundation has raised almost $9.5 million for our town and its kids, and it's not stopping there, as it continues to build a legacy for our youth as bright as their future, both on and off the field.
Welcome back to the DAF Media Network. We're going into that third set of this very close game. Guys, what do you think Darien will come out with differently that they didn't do in the first two sets to try to have a more dominant set and victory today?
All they really need to do is avoid their errors and get the serves in. As we saw in the first set and the second set, they really let them back in by their own sword.
See, Cameron, I think what Darien is doing right is actually starting the sets well. I feel like they are building themselves a good lead, going up early in the set. I think what they need to change in this third set is finishing the sets, playing the middle part of the set, finishing it off. Because we saw in that last set, they went up 13-3. First set, it was 15-7 or something. So they can play coming out of the gate. They just need to have the perseverance to play all the way up to 25.
And in this sport, we've definitely seen reverse sweeps. Teams are up to 0-2 and then lose 3-2. So Darien needs to stay on their guard right here.
Darien will start serving.
It's a great heads-up play by Roman on the back row.
Oh, and it's off.
Right off Darien now, spiking it down. Roman back-to-back plays. Now it's going to hit off the middle bar for Darien. They will get the point.
It's an unfortunate ending to such a great set, to such a great play.
I mean, Roman took that one just like Scott Sterling.
I was about to say.
Off the face, kept it up, and a great job by the Falcons to keep playing with it. But that is just putting, that's truly the definition of putting your body on the line.
No pun intended, a heads-up play.
Yeah, that is.
That one's going to be out. 1-1, Ludlow getting a point here. I think in the first and second set, Braden, you were alluding to this before, but Darien was able to go 4-0, 5-0 to start those first and second. As of right now, it's 1-1. Ludlow now will be serving.
I think that's something that the coaching staff of Signorelli, Spaulding talked about in the huddle, is just kind of persevering throughout the set, not giving your all to end the set and waiting until the later halves to come back, but playing a full 25.
Great play from Darien, but it's going to hit the net. Ludlow will get the point. 2-1 now.
The ball off the block just going to swing wide and go out.
Finnegan now serving for Ludlow. Collins hit across. Darien setting it up. Good play from Ludlow. Spiked over the top. Shank with a good dig. That's Roach slamming it down. Ludlow's point. That was Holderreed once again making a big impact on this game. 3-1 now, Ludlow.
Interesting dynamic. We haven't seen Ludlow leading early in either set, so we'll have to see how that plays out.
I'm actually not sure. Has Ludlow had a lead all match?
I believe they did in the first set, but then Darien swung back and brought it back.
Makes sense.
There's Roach powering it down, hitting off the light. But it will get across. Darien setting it up. Gillespie slamming it down off of one leg. Darien will get the point.
What's so impressive about that shot from Gillespie is she's used to playing in the middle, and normally the outside hitters can run up, get the extra momentum, and then give it all they got, but Gillespie just jumps up and puts it all on her upper body and gives it all the power she's got.
It's such a quick connection. The ball hit the floor in an instant.
Roach now serving it.
I mean, you can see that light is still shaking from when the Ludlow players hit it up.
And line judge going to call it Darien's point. 3-3 now. The tip just went out.
Again, volleyball's a game of runs, and just been who has the run, who's got the momentum, and can you keep it?
Roach hitting it across. Ludlow lofting it over. Opportunity for Darien here, and Gillespie as clean as it gets. And
another termination right by Gillespie.
That was one. She was aiming for Elmblad on it, and I've been saying all match, there's nothing you can do on it. And when it's coming at you with that velocity, that low, that perfectly placed, and you just got to hope you can get something up in the air.
Roman with another dig, hitting it over. Holderreed, that height, Griffin, you were talking about it all game. Holderreed with a good play there.
It's going right over the block.
And Holderreed, when you're 6'2", you got that height to know where the blockers are, go over them, and she's been doing it all match.
Ludlow now serving. Shank with the dig, setting it up, slamming down. Ludlow tapping it over. Good awareness from Gillespie to tap it down for the 5-4 lead now.
Ronnie Gillespie, a presence at the net for all season and doing her job right there, picking up the point for Darien. Not the hardest of hit balls, but still gets the job done.
Darien now serving. Good dig from Ludlow, opportunity, Holderreed. Darien now. Slam down. That was number 4, Ellie Moore with the kill.
Yeah, Ellie Moore just coming off a injury, taking her out of a couple games. Last game against Trumbull was her first return, and she's really showing her presence.
And Moore has just got great precision on the shots and on the swings right there, going to that back left corner, finding a hole of the Ludlow defense.
Get across for Darien, very close to the net, getting it across. Gillespie slamming it down with the kill. 7-4 now, Darien.
And I give Darien credit. They're aiming for Roman back there in the back row on those kill opportunities. She had that one nice dig in the first point, but other than that, she has just not been able to get the ball up in the air for the Falcons. So Darien's been aiming for her all match and so far been working up 7-4.
Continuing to serve for Darien is Savannah Leone. Very close last time. This time not able to get it over. Hitting the net, that will be Ludlow's point.
Still very tight in the beginning of the third set, and we'll have to see if the set stays neck and neck until the end.
Now serving for Ludlow is Ellie Price. Shank not able to get a hold of it as the line judge looked like she might have gotten in the way of some Darien players. Ludlow will get the point.
I mean, we mentioned the calls aspect, but now the mobility aspect of the referees out there not going in Darien's favor, but there's nothing you can do about it.
It's going to be out. Good awareness from the Darien side. 8-6 now.
Now serving,
Gillespie will now be serving for Darien. Setting it up. That's Roman with the left hand. Chance here. Great block for Darien. Even better defense, though.
Now here's Ludlow. Can they get something going on the retaliation?
Roman over the top. She's able to get it to go. Good point there for Ludlow.
Wasn't the prettiest looking of shots, but it gets the job done. And you knew they needed something on that attempt.
Now Ludlowe will be serving. Reed now.
Ludlowe with the chance here to tie it up.
Off of Shank. Darien, precision. Great play there into the back left corner. Goal 9-7.
I mean, at least I was not expecting that right there. I mean, we mentioned in the open, those free balls, we're not expecting to get points on it, and Darien just had a nice placed one and caught Ludlowe off guard with it.
4 for Darien. Ellie Moore now serving. It's going to hit the net. Ludlowe's point now 9-8. Serving now for Ludlow is Bella Rugani.
Ludlow's hanging in there with Darien early in this first set, or in this third set.
Rugani over the top. Just saved it for Darien. But it is going to be Ludlow's point as we are now tied at 9. And as opposed to what we've seen earlier in the first 2 sets, it looks like we're just more neck and neck. Ludlowe will now be serving. Going to go to the back left corner and an ace for Ludlowe as they move ahead 9-10 now.
What I find interesting on that point right there is even Coach LaRusso was pointing at that one in, just the honesty that this Darien team has, and they thought it was going out. Didn't expect it to see him dropping in the court.
Back to the same spot. This one will be out. Darien now will get the point and will now be serving. This will now be Ayla Shank serving. Finnegan tapping it over. Shank setting it up. That is Roach hitting it across. Roman not able to get it over the top. Darien will get the point.
That type of set, you really have to be careful when the ball is just below the net. You can't swing on it like it's a normal set. You have to be more tactical about it.
Shank will continue to serve for Darien. Right off of the net. That is going to be an ace for Ayla Shank. Darien moves ahead 12-10.
She's got a nice serve to her, just hitting that line drive, trying to catch Ludlowe in a bad place, and so far been doing that.
They're across. Ludlowe, this is Roman now, tipping it over. This one is set up. Roach slamming it down. It's going to be blocked, but still on the Ludlowe side. Darien will get the point. Shank will continue to serve for Darien.
Bit of a slick floor right here for the Darien team, cleaning that up.
That's a union job.
I mean, it's possible, gym class or something, spilled water bottle, something like that. Or, like I said, a lot of sweat out there, and players don't want to get hurt.
Exactly. Both teams put in their all out here, and the floor can be a little bit slick.
Shank hitting it over. That one is close. And that will be another ace for Ayla Shank, the junior, as Darien moves ahead 14-10.
I know Ayla, that's something she's definitely worked on her serve over the years. It's just getting it to the point that she can control it and have total control of it, hit the lines, find the corners. Very consistent server. It's rare that she makes a serving error.
Roman hitting it over. Darien, this one's Roach. That one's blocked and caught by Braden Shank.
Thank you.
It's going to be a point for Darien as Ayla Shank.
Wonder if a crew had a replay of that. Right off the block, no? Don't know. Maybe next time we got to get a camera on that.
And Shank, another great serve, but Roman now hitting it across. And that one will be out, and Darien going on a little run of their own.
Timeout, Ludlowe.
And Ludlowe will pull a timeout to try to stop the bleeding here.
I think right there, that's purely a timeout called trying to ice Ayla Shank on it. She has been in a groove right now. Ludlow's not been able to touch her, and you got to start getting some points if you want to fight back in this one.
Exactly. That last serve was just pristine, barely kissing the tape, and such a direct serve to the Ludlowe.
So far, a great third set for Darien. We'll be back on the DAF Media Network after a short break. We are back on the DAF Media Network. Here, girls volleyball. Darien leading 16-10 in the third set. Ayla Shank for Darien going on a tear so far. She will continue to serve.
Ludlowe's just trying to ice her, get her out of her jam. And they do just that.
Roman, a great shot on the side, and it's in for Ludlowe. 16-11 now.
Great shot, just catching the corner of the court, and it's really a toss-up for the Darien team if they couldn't call that in or out, and it was a very nice shot in.
And it's definitely a question mark on Darien. The Ludlowe's been hitting that same corner all match, and they just have not been able to defend it.
Roman will now serve for Ludlowe. Shank with the dig. Up top, this is Roach. Well placed, but great defense.
Great
Ludlowe. Up again, Roach, round two. This one not able to be saved. 17-11.
A little bit of miscommunication on the Ludlowe side about who's going to take that, and the defenders just kind of run into each other there.
Aubrey Moore will now serve for Darien. Just over the net, Ludlowe. They're just going to hit it across. There's the free ball. Slammed down by Leilani Gillespie.
That is just unbelievably unbelievable, amazing right there by Gillespie. Beautiful set, beautiful kill.
Absolute cannon straight down to the floor.
Darien will continue to serve. This one's up again. Great block for Darien, but it is going to hit the net, and Ludlowe will get the point.
Not sure what they called on that. One referee called a net violation. The other, I think, number 4 was in the net for Darien. I don't know why I thought it was called a 4-touch, even though Darien hadn't touched it.
Finnegan will now serve for Ludlowe.
Just how you know it's been a long week.
Some miscommunication on the Darien side. Ludlowe will get the point.
Even though Ludlowe did win that point on that overpass, that is when Ludlowe has to terminate the ball back at Darien, and I don't think they used that quite as effectively as they should have.
Finnegan will now serve. That one's going to be out. 19-13, giving the ball back to Darien. They will now be serving. Number 7, Jillian Roach.
It was a nice shot on the tripod, though. Team Huddle's camera off the one bounce.
Roach will now serve. Roman setting it up. That one's going to hit the net. 20-13 now for Darien.
Wasn't Price's best swing on it.
Roach will now serve. That one's going to be far and out. Ludlowe will get the point and the ball back to serve.
So this is really the time that Fairfield Ludlowe has to turn the Jets on. They've been able to do it in the prior 2 sets, so seeing if they got some magic left in them. Down by 6 late in the 3rd set.
Over the top, Shank. Great play there. Gillespie off of 1 foot again. We saw it earlier. We see it again here. 21-14 now.
Yeah, this 7-point lead on paper looks like it could be a lot, but as we've seen in the 1st and 2nd set, it'll turn on a dime. So Darien has to stay ready for that.
Now be Savannah Leone serving for Darien. Ludlowe opportunity here. Slamming it down, but far out. Point for Darien as the score moves 22-14.
Those are the errors that are going to come back to haunt you right there. Now in the final stretch of this match, you can't be making those errors.
Leone hitting it across. Looked like Ludlowe missed it there. 23-14. Darien's got their eyes on victory right now. But like we've said earlier in this game, and continuing throughout this game, no lead is safe around these Ludlowe Falcons here today.
That is true, although it might look like the Ludlowe Magic is just about up. Now they got 2 points before Darien wins this match.
Leone now serving. Roman heading it up over the top. Gillespie trying to get it on, and there's the block for Ludlowe.
Open with the block.
Ludlowe narrowly missed that swing in the middle there, but definitely makes up for it with that massive loose block.
Serving now for Ludlowe is Ellie Price.
Ellie Price set to serve.
Looks like they're cleaning the floor up again.
Ellie Price now hitting it over for Ludlowe. Shank with the dig. Up top. And it's going to be out, and Ludlowe will get the point. 23-16 now. Slam down, and that is going to be Darien's point. 24-16. They're now 1 point away from victory here.
Yeah, that twin connection right there, more to get that kill.
That's something that worked for them all season. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They're going to try to carry that over into this season, and they have so far.
Gillespie hitting it across. This is Roman. Shank with the dig, serving it up. Another great dig. Ludlowe on their feet, and that one's tipped over. But it is going to be Darien's point, moving the score to 25-16. 3 sets to 0. Darien will come away with the victory here today. Guys, thoughts on the game?
I think for Darien, there's a lot they still got to work out. I think that, again, to start the set, it was great. I think they got to fix how to close it, how to play the later parts for the set. And then for Fairfield Ludlowe, a great showing for the Falcons, not giving up, fighting to the very end. And I think that there is a very strong chance we could see this match played again in the FCAC or state playoffs, because this Falcon team is hungry for more.
Oh, absolutely. Ludlowe performed very well this game, and Darien, I think, sold themselves short with all those errors and missed serves. When both teams play at their full potential, I think that would be an incredible game.
I also think it's important to look at these teams met. I think it was the preseason block party championship or something like that, and they played really well. And I think for Fairfield Ludlowe, Darien got the best of the Falcons by, I think, a pretty big margin. So it was a good showing by Fairfield Ludlowe to come out here, hang with the wave, show that they could play 3 solid sets. And unfortunately, not the result they looked for, but still a good outing.
Interim head coach Aaron Signorelli coming in today with this Fairfield Ludlowe team. And dare I say it, one of the best performances you could have, losing 3 sets to 0. We saw throughout this game, Ludlowe coming back in each set, sadly not able to come away with the victory here today. Your final score on the DAF Media Network is 3 sets to 0. The Darien Blue Wave coming away with the victory. Thanks you to everyone watching today. One more shout out to our crew. At graphics, we have Connor Russo. Announcing, we have myself, Braden Shank, and Griffin Krause, Dalton Moss on graphics, Sophie Davey running instant replay. Thank you for tuning in, and that will be it from the DAF Media Network.